Hello and welcome back to Celestales with the newest of formats of episodic episodes of epic proportional epicness
and stuff.
and stuff. With me, your host Tony, and I brought a special guest with me today. You know him, you like him. I hear many fascinating things that come out of his mouth, and I'm always down to sit there and listen. The man is knowledgeable beyond his years. It's John.
That is probably like the most flattering intro I have ever heard in reference to me.
Oh no, you are actually really knowledgeable. When I ask you questions, you're just like, all right, so this is how this goes, and this is why these things, and then this is how like people have reacted to these things, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty good.
Well, I thank you, sir. That is very nice of you to say.
Right?
I'm very really appreciate that. Actually,
Yeah.
I was not expecting this to be like therapeutic in any way. Really needed it. Like feel like Andrew Garfield in like No Way Home, where he's like, you are amazing. Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. I'm always down to appreciate all my special guests and tell them how wonderful it is and thank them so much. So,
right.
So
how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. People are like, I like that informational episode you did, and I'm like, good.
Informational episode? I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, it was the last one I did. The one you were giving me flack about for not posting.
Yeah, because we have multiple Discords that we're both in, and you don't spread them around, dude.
I mean, I just didn't spread it around in your Discord chat. There was a difference.
You'd spread it around in any Discord chat. You should get that hype going, you know.
All right. So yeah, if it was informational, I loved it. Everyone loved it. So I did make a reference to you, because I wanted to talk to you one day about Norse mythology and all the other metal-esque things that would go down.
I was already perfect.
I know. I was like, man, we're gonna buy 2 cases of mead. We're gonna go ham. It's gonna be nice and all that jazz. But that's
speaking of Norse, I actually wanted to correct a thing I said on the last podcast session that I was in. Because
Assassin's Creed Norse,
yeah, when I was talking about Assassin's Creed, I said like, oh, the game confirms that like Norse mythology is the only real mythology, only real religion in the universe, and because here's the thing, I actually finished the game.
Oh.
And there is a whole side story that you can do where you basically play as Odin, who's trying to prevent Ragnarok. As I don't know if I said that last podcast session, but at the end of it, you find out, there was like nothing you could do. Nothing can stop Ragnarok. It's going to happen whether you like it or not, my man. And so I didn't know that if you actually like 100% the game, it shows a secret ending to that, where instead of being like in Norse mythology, it shows like the actual like precursor race, like doing everything that you did like in that side quest. So in Assassin's Creed, you know, instead of having like the mythologies, they're all based off like the precursor race, and that's the origin for where all these mythologies came from. And I thought, oh, that's actually a pretty clever twist. The explanation being that your character sees all this like insane technology and shit, and just immediately like assumes, oh, these are the gods and Odin, you know, like because that's his only frame of reference.
Right.
But in actuality, it's just like an ancient civilization with like massive amounts of technology, and the stories happen to like overlap with Norse mythology because that's where the stories came from.
So basically the alien theory, where aliens came and that's where we thought we're gods. Pretty much. Okay.
Exactly.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. So like and it ties really well into the story too. Like, I actually like think it's pretty clever how they like tie the Norse mythology and the actual like plot of the actual game into each other. So there's this assassin named Basim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in actual Norse mythology, Loki's son is a wolf named Fenrir, right?
Yeah.
And in the prophecy of Ragnarok, Odin is said to be killed by a wolf. So he's immediately like, your son's gonna die, I can't risk him like starting Ragnarok. And in the actual like Assassin's Creed story, we find out that Basim is trying to get revenge on your character because of Odin's mistreatment of like his and like attempted murder of like his son.
Uh-huh.
So we find out like your character is supposed to be like the reincarnation of Odin. So and Basim is the reincarnation of Loki. And the neat thing is like he wins in the end. He finds like this like ancient like technology thing that's able to preserve his body until modern day where it's like, okay, let's go fight the Templars now, and it's implied that like he has like a whole secret plan that he's going to try to like revive his son and wife or whoever they are, we don't know at the moment who they are, but like they're coming. And they're coming. And supposedly the next game is going to be like a return to form, so to speak, for the Assassin's Creed games. So I'm looking forward to that. But at the same time, they said it's also going to be a live service game. So, that gives me Avengers PTSD. Does not bode well. God, why was Avengers so bad, man? It didn't need to be that bad. God, I played it out of like sheer curiosity because I wanted to see how like bad I got, and I love the Marvel stuff and all that.
Yeah.
How is it that like Spider-Man's web swinging is better in Fortnite than it is in an actual Marvel game?
Well, I mean, it depends on who you're talking about. I mean, like they did really good when it was the Sony Spider-Man video game.
Yeah, the Sony Spider-Man is great. No question. That's like the best Spider-Man game of all time right now.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then you look at Marvel, and you're just like, Marvel, what happened?
Marvel, Square Enix, what did you do? How do you fuck up this bad? And like they still have plans to like keep it going. It's like, why are you still trying? Nothing is going to fix this. It's like I don't know if you heard about that huge update that Cyberpunk got that's supposed to like fix all the graphics and all the glitches and everything and add in all this content and everything. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but it's not enough to like fix an entire game. You can't just patch all the bad stuff out of a game. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's just funny.
It's bad, man. This is a really bad game. Well, Cyberpunk is an okay game. I feel like people are way too hard on it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you can't just fix all the problems with just a graphical update. And it's like, why are you putting all this work into this at this point? You're just wasting effort. Like there's so much stuff that I wanted in the game. Like, I can't join any of like the factions or anything. I can't get like cybernetic like parts to customize my character or anything. And it's like, oh hey guys, we're listening to your feedback and we brought in buyable apartments.
Buyable apartments.
Yeah, you can buy an apartment just like real life. Ooh.
Look, I feel like it's because they took so long when they promised it that they can't do a Breath of the Wild 2. They're like, okay guys, I know we promised 22, but because of what happened, and we really want this game to be
wasn't
perfect.
Expecting it to be Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a completely different game.
No, I've said like in terms of like when it's coming out. So
like in terms of scale, you mean, or
no? I meant like in terms of like releasing it.
I don't follow. What do you mean?
Okay, so you know how Cyberpunk released it, and then they're like, all right, we know there's a lot of bugs, so here's all this downloadable content to fix said bugs. because
Yeah.
they wanted to give people what they wanted because they promised for so long, right?
Yeah. The
I'm
patches.
yeah, the patches. I was personally of the people are like, hey, I like how Breath of the Wild 2 did it. I mean, they didn't have the same time frame that Cyberpunk did it, but Breath of the Wild 2 is like, all right, we promised you would be out this year around spring, and we can't really
Well, yeah,
fall
they
through with
rushed
that.
it out the door,
Yeah,
but there's a difference between rushing a product and then like Breath of the Wild like actually took its time to like finish it,
right.
which is what I hope they're doing with Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, I hope that's what they promise.
They'll do good. I have faith in Nintendo.
Yeah, it's
I'm not gonna act like they're always good or they're like
no.
the shining example, but like when it comes to Zelda, I feel like they'll put their best foot forward. You know?
Right. I was just wanting Cyberpunk to just do that. I was like, guys, you know it's full of problems, man. You're just like the hype is there. We got to get it out. Let's go, and then we'll
I don't know.
fix it later.
Maybe when we get Cyberpunk 2 2020 77.
2077. Okay.
I don't know, man. Will the Earth even survive that long? Who knows? Who?
They actually did the math. If Earth were to survive long enough for the sun to explode and kill out the entire solar system, I forget how long we have.
It's definitely not within like any. I know what you're talking about. It was like it's millions and millions of years away. I think
I know. So I'm like,
it's definitely like our grandchildren's grandchildren would not have to worry about that.
right. So I'm like, is it possible for 2020 77?
I mean, Cyberpunk was like announced like at the during the Ice Age, you know?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, man. Ask your parents; they probably remember when Cyberpunk was announced. Oh yes, Sonny, I remember when Cyberpunk was first announced, and everything was in black and white, and bicycles had that one big wheel in the front. The radio only had 2 channels, and we listened to E3 on the radio.
which was known as yeah, it'd still be electronic.
We called video games talkies back then
Talkies.
because they were named after the talkie potato chip that gamers are known to eat.
None of that fancy Dorito stuff. Talkies were
God.
where it's at.
God, I love talkies. They're so good.
Talkies are good.
Speaking of chips, I
already know.
I went to
This is
I
gonna
went,
be
I went to
the
my
gamer
cousin's.
episode. I'm sorry.
It's the gamer episode. What's up, gamers? Ready to game? All right. So I was I went to my cousin's house, right?
Yeah.
And he found this bag of chips. They are now my favorite bag of chips ever. They are I shit you not, they are called Rap Snacks.
I'm sorry. What?
They're called the Rap Snacks, and they're sponsored. They're always sponsored by like some famous rapper or someone. I think this one was like Little
Wheaties,
John or whatever his name.
but they're
Not real.
but oh, so is it spelled? It's spelled as a R without the W. Okay, I'm just gonna laugh. All right. Rap snacks. Oh, I've seen those before.
Oh, you just looked it up?
I've seen. Yeah, I just looked at them. I've seen those before. Those are you just like. I just looked at them. I'm like, I'm not buying those.
Yeah, they look like they would be bad, but this one was actually really good because it was like voodoo chips where it's like barbecue and salt and vinegar like put together.
I see. Well, I mean that's just copying a flavor at that point, so you really can't go wrong unless you're cheaping out on spices and whatnot.
Yeah, but voodoo chips are delicious, and you know what? These were like packed with seasoning. Every chip felt like it would kill an 18th century peasant, you know?
It would kill you, you mean? Like, ooh!
Yeah, it's a punch in the gut of flavor. Put that on the bag. Punch it'll punch you in the gut.
Punch you in the
It's
gut.
a it's the Glock of flavor or
The
some
clock
weird
of
like
flavor.
I don't know rap.
Obviously,
I don't
that's
know what the kids are into
I don't know.
nowadays.
I prefer my rap to be kind of non-mainstream. That way, you get the realest of real.
Uh, that makes sense, I guess. He told me they have another flavor that it's like sour cream and onion and ranch, like in one flavor, and
That makes
that sounds
sense. It does. It
yeah
makes sense. Yeah, it does. What the?
that sounds like that would go good. Like with that, I could see that. I would like to try it, but them voodoo chips, my man, guys. Like if you're listening to this and you have never tried voodoo chips, that's some good
Those things
eating right
slap.
there. Yeah, they got them at that game store that we go to now, and I'm just like screw whatever new magic set comes out. I'm getting me a box of those if I can pull an ultra rare of those. Uh, I, so what I wanted to ask you, Tony, is at the time of this recording, it's currently Easter.
Yes.
So happy Easter, first of all.
Thank you. Happy Easter.
Yeah. Do you have a specific kind of candy or treat that you like on this fine day, or in general? Like,
I do not.
what's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy
You,
is Skittles. I will give you that.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're the milk toast of candy. I see.
Yes. I'm like the most basic bitch ever.
I feel like that's exactly what Skittles are. Just like the most like the white bread of candy.
My favorite ice cream is vanilla.
Really?
Yeah.
I love me some mint chocolate chip personally, but I can get behind some vanilla, especially if it's got some hot fudge on it.
I mean, when you think about it, it's like your two options whenever people give you generic like flavors are like vanilla or chocolate. So you're just like, and I hate chocolate. I really do.
You hate chocolate?
I mean, I'll eat chocolate. Like it's like, but I would not. I would prefer not to eat chocolate.
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember now. Like, I remember we had that like D&D campaign, and no, it wasn't D&D. It was Kids on Bikes. I love that game. And yeah, I tried to like give you candy like in the game, and you were just like, I don't like candy.
It's like
You just oh damn, all right. No candy for you then.
you best not. All right, yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite snack?
Personally, I love me some Sour Patch Kids. I don't know if you've ever had Sour Patch Kids, but that's some good stuff right there, especially the blue ones.
Ooh, the blue ones.
If I could get like a on the website, you can actually like ask for like a specific like bag of like whatever you want. Like they'll do a like whatever mix, and you can get like only blue or whatever.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll actually write like, for example, like whatever your name is, and they'll write on the back like Tony's mix, for example.
Ship it to you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and they'll ship it to you. Yeah, so you have like a birthday or someone's like anniversary or whatever, and they really like Sour Patch. There you go.
This is very funny because you got to understand. Fruit Loops, M&M's, Skittles, all the ones that give you different colors. People will be like, my favorite color is this. So some people will be like, I like the green Fruit Loops. Or
it's cool. It's cool that they have that. That you have that option.
You just like, I wish other places do that, but you.
I remember when like Markiplier went on this like whole like entire tirade of wanting of like reviewing everything Sour Patch. Like he found every conceivable like Sour Patch Kids product and made a review of him trying it. And he tried like the cereal, he tried the ice cream, which can I just say it's super weird for a sour candy to have a cereal. Like why?
Yeah, it's usually sweet or it's like they don't really offer sour cereal, huh?
Yeah, no, because that would be disgusting, Tony. That's terrible.
I mean, sour ice cream makes sense because it's a sour sweet flavor, but sour milk, yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
It is terrible. Like,
Oh
why would you like? Oh yeah, I love me that expired milk taste. You know,
no.
who wakes up in the morning is like it just takes a big old whiff of that. You know, like chunky milk. Like, it smells like lard and death.
Lard and yeah.
I actually don't know what lard smells like. I've never cooked with lard.
Yeah, apparently lard is some kind of fatty deposit. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, it's like kind of like butter.
yeah, but fatty. Or,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it literally is like animal fat or something like that. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like maybe pig.
Maybe
don't
Tony, go to the internet, find it for me.
To the
I'll keep
internet!
the audience. I'll keep the audience entertained. Look at me, don't look at
I
Tony.
It literally says lard animal fat. I was like, thanks, Google.
Okay, well, like what animal specifically?
The semi-solid white fat product obtained by rendering the fatty tissue of a pig.
So it is pig. Okay,
Yes.
you just call this episode at this point the podcast of snacks or whatever,
Yeah.
or the snack episode.
Something that has gamer and snacks in it. You know,
Gamer snacks.
gamer snacks.
Is there a specific like snack that you would equate to like gaming?
To gaming,
Yeah.
I think most people would eat just chips as they game. You know,
Yeah,
And-
hence why I said Takis.
right?
Because like everybody loves Takis.
And then
Every
the-
gamer loves Takis.
Yeah, and then the next thing has to be like pizza because it's something where they can hold with one hand and just keep going.
Oh, another thing that was in those like Markiplier videos is that every single episode he would ask Takis to sponsor him. And he would always just be like Takis, I love Takis. I would not mind to be sponsored by Takis. And then he did a video of him reviewing every Takis flavor, and he's like, Takis, please sponsor me. I'm doing this for free, but you know, like Takis, come look at me. And then Jacksepticeye or another YouTuber got sponsored by Takis, and you just see him in the comments literally just typing, "What the fuck?"
Talkies are like, we got our free revenue out of Markiplier. Why should we pay him? No.
And it's like, and then he followed up with a video of him crying, literally crying. I don't know if he actually cried or if he probably just did like, you know, water drops to make him look so, but like the betrayal in this man's
Betrayal.
face, it was betrayal.
I know, yeah.
It was
pretty much
Imagine-
betrayal.
Imagine like a girl having a boyfriend and then her boyfriend tells her like every day like he loves her or whatever, and then immediately like going to like another guy. That shit hurts, man. Sharon,
Sharon. Sharon.
you know what you did. Sharon,
Sharon, no.
Sharon.
Shit. Why?
This reminds me of American Dad. There's like one episode where Krampus is like beating up Steve, and he's like, you don't know what pain is, Steve. Pain is watching your wife walk out on you for a man who makes twice as much money as you. And it's like, he's like, what are you talking about, man? Shayla, I'm sorry, baby.
That is some pain, though.
Shayla said that kid was mine, but it looked just like Dennis. That damn Dennis. It's like singing this whole song and it just randomly goes into like on this tirade about like it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
I don't know. It's fucking betrayal of the highest order.
Betrayal.
I'm actually this is production stuff. I really don't know what should I do. Should I just keep it going and then make a voiceover and soften the sound and be like, continue it in episode 2, or just do I just stop the recording?
I mean, we could just like close it out as if this is like the end of the episode, and then we'll start the next episode as if it was a new episode.
Right. But I meant in terms of like stopping the recording, or just keep the recording going.
Oh, just keep the recording going, separate it and editing. Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably, most likely.
Whatever's easier for you, man.
I don't know.
See, look at this behind the scenes action you're getting over here, audience.
Like, well,
You don't get that kind of.
it actually is a little bit harder than most people would expect. You're just like,
Oh, it's very hard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And they got all these fucking apps like Premiere Rush and everything. Oh yeah, it's free,
Yes,
and it's mostly used
better-
for mobile devices. And you're just like, well, fuck you too. It's like I have to struggle
Yeah.
with some of these things.
Y'all better appreciate what we go through. We have to sacrifice like a pig to the Lord of editing every time we want to make a video.
That's where we get the lard.
Yeah, that's where we get the lard. The lard that we previously stated I've never eaten before.
It's a sacrifice to the slippery gods.
Our house is made of lard.
House is made.
Because YouTube don't pay us.
Yeah, YouTube pays.
Yeah, like you get ad revenue.
No, I get that. It was like a joke.
Oh, okay.
Because the ad revenue is in literal sense, so you're just like, yeah, this is all I get. Everyone else gets like dollars, and the YouTuber gets like fucking cents, and you're just like, thanks, guys.
Yeah. And that's like if they click on the ad. How often does that happen?
Oh my god, who clicks on the ad?
Usually, I would assume if like a person does it, it's most of the time because they really want to support that YouTuber. Which, if you are the best kind of person, and we can be friends.
I feel like because there's like, oh yeah, I put an ad in the video, right? And then there's I actually clicked on the ad, and there's
this video is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god! I don't know if I ever do get popular and Raid's like, hey, sponsor us. I'm like, I don't know, man. Yes.
No, we're gonna take that shit. We're gonna shill.
Oh shit! I'll put you at.
Money is money.
I'm gonna put you at the forefront. John, what are we
Yeah,
sponsored by?
Man, we're sponsored by Oxygen. Get yours today. You need it to live.
Just enough, though.
Just enough. Too much will kill you. Just like everything else in this world. It's like Mr. Krabs always said, what doesn't kill you will usually succeed in a second attempt.
It was probably Mr. Krabs, wasn't it? I could have sworn.
Yeah, that was Mr. Krabs. I forgot what the episode was, but like he says that for sure. 100%.
Gotta love our greasy, salty con men.
Greasy, salty con men. Is that how you would describe Mr. Krabs?
Yeah, he's a crab, so you get to lard him up.
Lard him up, ladies and gentlemen. Lard him up. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Quote me on that.
Quote me on that. when we sell,
lard him up.
If we ever get like popular enough that we make like merchandise, can we please make a shirt that says "lard 'em up"?
And they'll be like,
"So lard 'em up, lard 'em up."
They'll be like, "Where's that from?" Well, you had to be there first.
You had to be there.
Lard 'em up.
Looks like you're not a brother. I guess you're not a believer. It's like that meme of like Hal from Malcolm in the Middle just turning into his son, and then like everything goes dark. Do you realize what you were asking me now, son? Because once you start this, you can never go back. Mr. Krabs just being like, I've seen it before 11 times, as a matter of fact.
11 times, and you're just like, what the fuck, Mr. Krabs? Where have you been?
He's wearing the shirt. He's watching the podcast.
Oh yeah, he is. He's like playing hooky? No, playing Lardy.
What if, like, unbeknownst to us, there was like some famous celebrity that's like watching our vids, but like can't say anything because it would ruin their reputation?
Oh my god, that would be so funny because
like Kanye West is watching our videos right now. It's like these guys. This is some hilarious shit. I don't know. I don't know what Kanye sounds like. This is some hilarious shit. But no one can ever know. He's got like a whole shrine like in his house.
No one can ever know that I listen to
No
this
one can
shit.
know.
It's-
This is some good shit. This is better than most of my music. And I've been told like Kanye is like very like into himself, so that is a compliment.
Yeah, man. He sung. I think he sung about how none of his $90 shirts were selling.
Yeah, I remember that. That was from the Bo Burnham
It was
like thing. I know where you get your shit from. So speaking of music, Tony,
I would
you know
like,
how I'm
wait,
like,
wait before that, John. Guess what time
Yeah.
it is?
what time is it?
It's time for the next episode.
Oh, to be continued.
Da, 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 da. But seriously, guys, if you really like watching us, tune in next time for the next episode. It's been
Or
been
not.
or
It's your
not.
life. I'm not your dad.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not your dad or your mom or your goldfish.
I would like you to. I'd really appreciate it.
Ah,
But you know,
definitely, we like having you here. It's really fun.
it is fun. It is fun. I'm glad you're having fun, Tony.
I'm glad you're having fun too at my expense.
At your expense? What do you mean at your expense? Are you suffering right now?
I eternally suffer every day when no one views my stuff. So please view my stuff.
Because we messed stuff.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you do a better job of like actually advertising your shit. Let's buy a billboard in Times Square.
That's expensive.
Of course it is. It's a billboard in Times Square.
I know. We would have to be Spider-Man to get that type of revenue.
Okay, end the episode because there's actually something I want to talk about.
All right, so see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.